Hello Canvas users, this is Marie Henderson. In this video we're going to look at creating a module and adding a variety of different items to that module. So here in my Canvas course I'm going to navigate to modules. Remember that even when something is gray, that does not mean that it's inaccessible to you as the teacher in the Canvas course. It just means that it's not visible to any student enrolled in your Canvas course. So we're going to navigate here to modules, and I'm ready to create my first module. Once you've created a module, this button actually goes away, but this one in the top right, the plus module, is always available, so I tend to instruct people to use it. So I click plus module, and I give my module a name. There's lots of different ways to set up modules. Some people like to set up a module for each week of the school year. Some people even set up a module for each day of the school year. I would actually encourage you to use the Canvas calendar to keep track of and share with students information about day-to-day work. And then other people like to create modules that are for a section of instruction. That way you can use that section of instruction for days, weeks, and even months at a time without adjusting the content based on how far you get in a lesson each day. Just gives you less to go back and adjust. I'm actually going to call this first module Chapter 1. You might be interested in the Lock Until feature if you don't want the module to be available to students until a particular date. So if we click Lock Until, maybe you don't want this module to be available until the first Monday after school starts, because in that previous week you're going to be focusing on getting to know each other and building in your classroom rules and expectations. So you want to wait for the content until that following Monday. So we can lock it until that date, and then we'll click Add Module. So now here in my module, I can add content by clicking the plus button here in the top right corner. And I have lots of options for different items that can be added. Maybe I need to add an assignment, a quiz, a file. I could add a page, discussion board, a text header, or external URLs and tools. So I'm going to start here by adding a page. And maybe it's a page that I haven't built yet. So I'm going to click right here, New Page, and I'm going to give that new page a name. So this is the Chapter 1 information page. And I don't need it to be indented, so I click to add item. If I click on this page, again, I haven't built it yet, so it's just going to take me to a blank page where I can work on the content itself by clicking edit here. And so now I can build in whatever content I want to add. So I'm going to go back to my module. It's going to alert me that my information is not saved. And I'm ready to add my next item. So I'm going to click the plus button again. And maybe there is a file I need to share with my students, and maybe it's a file that I haven't yet uploaded to Canvas. So I'm going to click New File and choose File, and here in my Canvas folder I've got a PowerPoint that my students are going to need, and so I click Open. You'll see the name of my PowerPoint right there, and I click Add Item. And then next, maybe I want to add a YouTube video that goes along with Chapter 1. So I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to go here to External Tool. And one of the external tools I have added in Canvas is YouTube. So I'm going to click here on YouTube. And the video that I'd like to add is this one about the executive branch. So I copy the URL, and I come back over here to Canvas. I paste that in, and there's the video I was looking for, and so I click Embed, and then here on the Add Item window I click the blue Add Item button, and now my YouTube video is embedded there in my module. So maybe next there is a quiz I want to add, a quiz that I haven't built yet, but we're going to do a Lesson 1 quiz. And I can work on building that later. So I click Add Item, and it pops it right here into my module. One of the cool things about a module is that all of the items in the module are drag and droppable. So if I decide I need to reorder something, I simply click on the double bar of dots here at the left end, and then I can drag and drop it. Another thing I want to pay close attention to is that each item in the module, as well as the module itself, is published. That way I can link to that module, and that module will be available when it's ready. So once I click to publish the module itself, the other items fall into line and I'm ready to use that module with my students. Of course, this one specifically will not unlock until that date that I set. At this point, I could go ahead and add additional modules. Maybe I'm ready to get started with my Chapter 2 module. Once you've added a second module, you get an additional tool here to add prerequisites, which gives you an option to force the student to complete a previous module before jumping into this module. I don't need that right now, so I'm going to click Add Module. And then I want to point out that just like the items are drag and droppable within the module, you can also drag and drop them between modules. So if you go ahead with the idea of having a module for a week or even an individual day, it's easy to adjust your lesson plans with your modules just by dragging and dropping content from one day to another or 1 week to another. As always, if you have questions or you need additional assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks and have a great day.